Okay, I think we're on now. Yeah, we're on. I've got my new device here that holds the camera steady. Really enjoying this. This Mark coming to you from Baker's Green Acres. Today's Monday. It's the day after the big storm. And last night it was really blowing out here. And I don't know, they made a big deal out of it. We got maybe, I don't know, 5-6 inches of snow. I don't know, but it was blowing so much that you know, I'm watching something here. I came to talk to you about calves, but I may turn this around and call this Homestead Hooliganism, because my two youngest sons were tasked with going out and feeding the pigs, so they decided that they were going to do drive-by feeding. All right, I'm going to show you this. This is cool. This just happens to be going on when I'm getting ready to talk about calves. Okay, I turned her around. Well, here's the calves. But here comes the Homestead Hooligans. Go ahead, throw some! Throw some bread! Oh, well, he's not throwing bread now. He's just riding. Oh, here he goes. So they got a sled full of bread. Now they're going to switch riders. All right. This drive-by feeding is what it is. Gives the pig a chance to run around a little bit. Oh, no, they're just going to dump the whole thing in. All right, well, maybe that wasn't as cool as I thought it was going to be. I'll turn around and talk to me. And what I want to do is I want to talk about a subject that's getting a lot of interest right now, and that's calves. And if you think you may be a calf person for some reason, and why would you be a calf person? These calves right now will be ready to breed at the end of summer this coming year. And if you thought maybe that you wanted to milk a cow, then probably what you should do is think about getting a calf. There's a couple of reasons why. If you get them when they're young like this, you can become friends with them. And they'll be kind of pet status, really. I mean, you can put a halter on them, you can walk them around. And then when it's time for you to milk them, they're going to be friendly. There's nothing worse than a cow that's not friendly, that you have to milk. And you're not an experienced farmer, and you've not milked anything. It's better if it's friendly, right? And then you won't get discouraged and give it up. They're a nice animal to have around, and they don't cost a whole lot. Like this, about this age, a heifer, you're talking, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. I have probably 5 of them, and we get them really young and then feed them out. I haven't sold any, so I don't know what they'd go for, but I wouldn't think any more than about $400 or $500. Maybe even cheaper than that, I don't know. But what would you need to get this going? You can see that they're not real hard on fences. The only fencing that I have here is just hog panels that I have up with just T-posts, and these panels are just barely wired on there. I mean, you couldn't hold pigs in with this. But these guys don't want to go anyplace. If they have something to eat and a house to be in, they're fine. That's all they need. They don't need any more housing than this. They don't even need any heat or anything like that. And, you know, last night, as I showed you, it was brutal out here. And they had the wind off of them, and they were fine. but there's another one that we have, Cece, that is a little bit bigger than these ones, that we finally just put in with the cows because she was getting so big. And she chose to stand out in the driving snow for a while until my wife went and grabbed her and put her in, because, you know, they're tough. They're really tough. Once they get a bag on them and you're milking them, then they want to protect that. So then they'll go in and they'll stay out of the wind, hopefully. But if you thought that you wanted to milk a cow, it's a great thing to do. I mean, you get a lot of sustenance out of a cow, and then you can learn what there is that you need to know about fencing and grazing and water requirements and things like that. It's all pretty forgiving, but the place to begin, I think, I really do, after we're doing this thing on Wednesday nights where people call in, the call-in live show at 7 o'clock on YouTube. And there's a lot of questions now about calves and milk cows. And as I've thought it through, I try to give advice as though your survival, this thing's getting cold, your survival, or you making it, has a direct result on me. You know, I'm sending you out on a mission. And so I'm kind of revising. I gotta get in here where it's warm, or else this thing's gonna poop. I'm kind of revising what I think about that and the advice that I give on that. And I think that if you got a calf now in the winter, and I know we're all feeling like you just want to go back to bed, but if you get it now, by the time spring comes, when you feel like being alive again, then the grass will come and you can get your calf out on grass, can make friends, you can have some really special times with your calf, get her bred at the end of summer, and then next spring or next summer, because it's 9 months, you'll have another calf, and you get to experience the wonders of calving, and then you will have a cow that you can start to milk of your very own. So I think people have a tendency to begin the process at the end, where they get a cow and then try to figure out how to milk her. And that can be more of a challenge than starting out with a calf, learning what those animals are all about, learning how they think, really, because they think quite differently than you think they think. And then by the time they're big, you know what they're going to do. You kind of know the moves they make and what they see. They don't see what you see. They see something completely different. Their whole perspective is different. Now, I don't know exactly what they see, but I know that they're not like other animals for sure. Well, none of them are the same, and kids have a certain way about them. Calves have a certain way about them. So that's what I think. And also I want to plug a little bit the Wednesday night call-in show. That's been really working out well. And if you guys could help me out, share that. If you want to see where it is, you can go to bakersgreenacres.com and see what the time is and the platform and all that stuff. And share that around. And then we do a Saturday on this platform at 10 a.m. And this is where, instead of calling my phone, which I'm not taking calls anymore for this, I can't, there's too many of them coming in. Just go on to the call-in show and type it in, and then it's me and Jill sitting there at the kitchen table, and I try to answer it and expound on it when I can. And we've been doing this, and we're dedicating 2 hours a week to it. And it's far more productive than me just sitting on the phone for a half an hour or an hour sometimes with somebody who, wants to ask questions. Of course, if you got to do that, if you got to ask questions, there is a place you can go, bakersgreenacres.com, and we offer consulting. And we can do a Zoom call, and we can schedule 2 of them a week. That's all I'm going to do a week. And they need to be an hour apiece, all right? So an hour Zoom call, $100. Sounds like a lot, but I'll tell you what. If you can skip a lot of the mistakes that you make in the homesteading business, if you can skip one of them, what's $100? Because it could be a mistake that had cost you $1,000 or $5,000 when it comes to livestock. So I am more and more of the mind that paying for consulting is a smart thing to do. I pay for it, so I must believe in it. It prevents you from having to have the problems that you're going to have if you don't know. And most of what we're doing in the homesteading world is processes that people have done for a long time, and they've just kind of died off with our grandparents. So here we are, we're walking down this path. We're having the mistakes happen, and we're learning from them, and then we're passing it on. So we kind of propagate this train of thought. And I've gone a while. So, Smart Bakers Green Acres. Remember, anyone can farm, like, and share. Thanks.